little historians, and welcome to today's K-2 History and Social Studies lesson. We'll be taking our weekly dive into historical skills and thinking today, and I'm so glad that you have joined me here. Welcome to my virtual classroom. Last week, you were in Mrs. Tilley's virtual classroom and you learned about maps. Today, you'll be in mine, and you will learn more about maps. My name is Mrs. Bates, and I teach at Broad Rock Elementary School. What's your name? Really, that's a beautiful name. What school do you go to? What a great school. It's very nice to meet you. Let's get started. Today, you'll need a pencil and paper. That's it, any kind. Go ahead and pause the video and go grab what you need. Welcome back. Let's start with a review. Last week, you learned about the similarities and differences between maps and globes, why maps are important, and why people use maps. Today, we're going to learn even more about maps. But before we do that, let's go on a trip. Would you like to go on a trip with me? You would? Okay, great. Well, for this trip, you are going to need a space helmet, a spacesuit, because we are going to go on a rocket ship. Are you ready? We're going to go up into outer space for a minute. Let me grab my space helmet. Ready? Here it is. Oh my goodness, that's so heavy. Ready? Shoo! I got it on. All right, let's get in our rocket ship. Open the door. Close the door. All right, let's program it. Beep, 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 beep. All right, we are ready to go. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, blast off! We're going to travel so far up into the solar system. We're so far away from Earth and we're traveling into outer space. Let's look out the window of the spaceship and see what we can see. Wow! So cool! These are all the planets. Over here is the sun, and here we are on Earth. Here's Earth, our planet. I feel like it's a little far away though, so let's see if we can get a little closer. Shoop! That's better. Here we go. Look at this. The Earth is round when you look at it from outer space. This is what it looks like if you're on a spaceship and you're looking down at Earth. We're somewhere under these clouds in Virginia. Do you notice anything about this globe? It's the same shape as the Earth. That's right. You are right. It is the same shape as the Earth. That is so cool. Well, as Miss Tilley told you last week, a globe is a model or a miniature version of the Earth. It helps us to see all the places on the Earth at once. And if we were to take this globe and flatten it out, it would make it much easier to see everything on Earth, and then we would have a map. I have some maps behind me here. They're flat, and they show us where things are. Today, we are going to learn how to read maps, because maps have some very special things on them that make it easier for us to understand them. Are you ready? Me too. But before we start, let's talk about our words of the day, okay? Our first word of the day is symbol. Can you say symbol? Let me hear you. Very good. Symbol. Let's figure out what the word symbol means together. When you see this picture, what do you think of? Yes, that's what I think of too. Love, right? When we see a heart, we think of love. A heart is a symbol that is used to represent or stand for love. What about this? What do you think of when you see this shape, this symbol? That's right, good luck. This is a four-leaf clover, also called a shamrock, and this is a symbol that's used for luck. How about this symbol? You might have seen this one in math class. Yes, you're right. This is an equal sign. An equal sign is used to represent equality or when two things are the same as each other. Like in the number sentence, in the number sentence 2 plus 1 equals 3. 2 plus 1 is the same as 3. It's equal to 3. Hey, plus sign. It's another symbol. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Symbols everywhere. I love symbols. I think you understand what a symbol is. Can you think of any other symbols that you've seen? You guys are such good thinkers, always thinking. Yes, and remember, a symbol is a shape or a drawing that represents or stands for something else. But wait a second, what does this have to do with maps? I said we were going to learn about maps. What do symbols have to do with maps? Well, guess what? On maps, there are all kinds of symbols, and those symbols are found in a special part of the map called a map legend, also sometimes called a map key. And in the map legend, it tells you what the symbols mean. Let's look at some. Here's a map, an example of a map legend. This is something you might see on a map, and you can see on this map, main roads would be colored orange, would be orange lines. Other roads would be lighter orange lines. I guess those are both orange, aren't they? Railways would be gray lines with little crosses on them. And then you can see all the rest. What color do you think water would be on a map? Yes, you're so smart, blue. Water is almost always blue on a map. Let's look at some more symbols. Oh, here we have all kinds of different symbols. Book representing a library, a little M kind of shaped building representing a museum. That is really neat. I love libraries and museums, don't you? Wow, there are just so many symbols out there, aren't there? Let's do some review before we look at some real maps. First, can you remind me, what is a symbol? Yes, you're right. It's a shape or a drawing that stands for or represents something else, just like a heart represents love. Next, remind me, where do I find the meaning of symbols on a map? Where can I look to figure out what they mean? Yes, in the map legend. There's an example of a map legend. Okay, we have one more very special symbol to learn about. Are you ready? That symbol is called a compass rose. Compass rose is our next word of the day. Can you say compass rose? Very nice. A compass rose is a very special symbol that helps us to know which way is which on a map. A compass rose tells us what are called cardinal directions. Cardinal? Like the bird? No, silly. Not like the bird. Cardinal directions have to do with where you are on a map and where other things are in relation to you. So do you remember our globe? This is our globe. Do you remember that did you know that at the very top of the globe is the North Pole? And at the very bottom of the globe is the South Pole? That's right, yes. And so anywhere you are on a globe, let's say, or on a map, if you are here in Virginia, there are going to be things that are closer to the North Pole or north of you, and things that are closer to the South Pole or south of you. There are also going to be things side to side, and that's called east of you or west of you. So a compass rose helps you know which way is north, which way is east, which way is south, and which way is west. And I have a little trick to help you remember how to label a compass rose. Are you ready? That is to say, never eat soggy waffles. Never eat soggy waffles. Yuck, I don't want to eat soggy waffles ever. This little saying helps me remember when I look at a compass rose, I know where to put the cardinal directions, north, east, south, and west, because never starts with the same sound as north. Never, north, and north is right here at the top. So I always start at the top. And then next is east, which east sounds like eat, east. They both start with E. The next cardinal direction is south, and soggy start with the same sound. And my last cardinal direction is west. And here I have west, west, and waffles both start with W. Very good. Yes, so never eat soggy waffles helps me remember north, east, south, west. Those are the cardinal directions. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Are you ready to do some real practicing with real maps? Me too. Let's do it. Here, let me move myself out of the way. I'll go down here. Here is a map. The very first thing I have to do when I look at a map is read the map title. The title of this map is United States. I've circled it here in red for you so you can see it. This is a map of the United States, of course. Can you find the compass rose on this map? Look around. You're right, it's right here. I circled it in blue. What about, can you point to the map legend? Remember, the map legends we looked at earlier were in a box and they had different colors and shapes in them. You're right. This box down here is the map legend. Can you point to the symbol for mountains in the map legend? Now, don't worry if you don't know how to read the word mountains or if you're not sure how to read those words in the legend. I want you to say the word mountains and think about the sound you're making at the beginning of the word mountains. Yeah, it has an sound. And I know that the letter M represents the sound. So if I look in my map legend at all of these words, only one starts with and that is mountains. If I check the word mountains, it looks right. This is the word mountains. Mountains are these little triangle-y shaped things. There are lots of mountains on this map. The Appalachian Mountains, the Rocky Mountains, the Sierra Nevada Mountains, and the Cascade Range. So many mountains in this country. Cool. Now, can you find what color woodlands are in this map? If you're not sure which word is woodlands, say woodlands, woodlands. And think about the sound. Ooh. W says ooh. So let's look at woodlands. This one starts with a W. Woodlands. Yeah, that looks right. Woodlands. The woodlands are green. So many states have woodlands in this country. How interesting. Let's look at another map. Here is a map. If I read the map title, this is a map of Appalachian and Atlantic states. Here's Virginia where we live, and this shows all the states around us. Can you find the compass rose on this map? You're right, it's down at the bottom in blue. Let me move out of the way here. Now, can you point to the map legend? You're right, it's this box right here. Let's see. Can you point to the symbol for mountains? Remember, it starts with an M. Mountains. You're right. This is the symbol for mountains, and this map only shows the Appalachian Mountains. Can you point to the symbol for capital cities? Remember, a capital city is the city in which the government is located in a place. So in Virginia, Richmond is the capital. And if I look at my map key, capital, they both start with C, but I think this one says capital, capital, yeah, capital cities. This one says capital cities. There it is, right. And here we are in Richmond in the capital cities. Most capitals are usually represented by a star in most maps. Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States. Here's another map. Let's read the map title. This is a map of Virginia. Wow, very cool map of Virginia. Where's the compass rose on this map? You're right, the compass rose is right here. But wait, it only has north labeled. Good thing I know how to label a compass rose. Let's do it together. Are you ready? Never eat soggy waffles. Which reminds me that it's north, east, south, west. If I have to label it, I know how to do that. Now, can you point to the map legend? Yes, it was pretty easy to find in this one because it's really big. Let's look at some things in the legend. What color are shapes? Excuse me, what color and shape are streams? You're right, streams are represented by a blue line. Here's the James River, which is represented by a blue line. That's the river that goes through Richmond. Cool. What color and shape are lakes? If I look at my map key, I'm looking for a word that starts with lakes. Here it is. Lakes are these blue, circular kind of blob-like shapes. Lakes. There are lots of lakes in Virginia. They're They're not always circles though. Look at this one. That's a funny shape. Looks like a little crayfish. And here's another one. Let's do a little bit of review before I give you your mission for Thursday. First, remind me, what's a symbol? You're right. It's a shape or drawing that represents or stands for something else, just like my heart stands for love. Next, remind me, where do I find the meaning of symbols on a map? Which little box do I have to look in? Yes, the map legend. That's right. Sometimes it's called a key. Here's an example of a legend. Finally, remind me, what is a compass rose? That's a tricky one. I'll help you out. It's a special symbol that shows which direction is north, south, east, and west, or west. Here's a compass rose. Wow, we learned a lot today, didn't we? We did. Now let's draw some symbols to create a map. Your mission for Thursday will be to create a map, but today I want you to come up with the symbols that you are going to use for your map. Look at the room around you. What kind of things do you see? Do you see chairs, tables, desks, lamps, beds, couches? I don't know. I see some of those things in my room though. What symbols could you use to represent those things? What could you use? Think about that for a second. How about I show you my map legend of the room that I'm in right now, and you can see what symbols I chose. Ooh, here we go. I'm blocking it again. Oh boy. Watch out, Mrs. Bates. Get out of the way. Here we go. Okay, here is my map legend. I drew this weird double T symbol for a table. I drew a rectangle with a book in it for a bookshelf. I drew a light bulb to represent a lamp. I drew a record, or this is a record, to represent my record player, which is like an old-timey music player. I drew this to represent a plant and this to represent a doorway. These are my symbols for my map legend. Let's look at my map next. For Thursday, once you're done with your map legend, you are going to make your very own map. Think about where the things in the room you picked are located, and then put them on a map using the symbols you created in your legend. Let's look at my map so you can see what I mean. Here's a map of the room I'm in, and I'm also going to hold up a paper copy of this map to give you an idea. So here's the room I'm in, and you can see behind me I have a doorway, that's over there. I have a bookshelf, that's right behind me. And I have a record player over in that corner. You can see this way is my record player, just like on my map. And this way is the doorway, just like on my map. And right behind me is the bookshelf, just like on my map. I want you to create your very own map, and it does not have to be fancy. My map is not very fancy. I don't know if I would get an A+ for art on this one, but I tried. So I don't want you to worry about how pretty it is. I just want you to try to use some symbols to represent some objects, some furniture in your house, okay? Great. All right. Well, thank you so much, little historians. It has been my absolute pleasure working with you today, and I had so much fun learning all about map legends and map symbols. Thank you for being with me, and I hope you stay safe and stay well. I can't wait to see you again in person. Take care. Bye-bye.